Hey y'all, iRig Sky here, and within this video I want to explain why the Mavic 2 Pro that I've got right here in my hands, why has the Mavic 2 Pro trumped all other drones? Now, like any other drone, I pick it up, I take it out to the field, I see what it can do, I see what it can't do, and then I share my educated opinions based upon my hands-on experiences with the drone. And I can confidently say that the Mavic 2 Pro has now grossly, not just trumped, but it has grossly trumped. Trumped like a Trump with a couple Big Macs in the mouth. That kind of trump. Just a really gross, it has grossly trumped all other drones on the market today. And I'm not just going to say it's trumped all of the drones on the market today. I'm going to explain why. So, for starters, yeah, this is a little bit bigger and this is a little bit heavier than the Mavic Air. And that's been a complaint from a lot of people. They're like, man, that Mavic 2 Pro is too big, man. The Mavic 2 Pro is too big. And that's been a recurring theme. And I want to show you, look at that. There it is. Now you imagine, and I don't have a DSLR camera with me, but this is smaller than most DSLR cameras. Again, it's not too big, it's not too heavy. Yeah, it is bigger and it is heavier than Mavic Air, which I love Mavic Air, by the way. But it's still small and lightweight enough to put in a little nice carrying case such as this. And you can, by the way, you can find the Mavic 2 Pro, the carrying case, all of the accessories. Expand this video's description, check the link there, you can find it all there. But I have fallen in love with this drone. And again, the size and the weight, it's not too big and it's not too heavy. It's perfect. And the reason it's perfect is that if it was lighter, the Mavic Air is smaller and the Mavic Air is lighter, and I love the Mavic Air, but due to the slightly lighter weight and smaller size of the Mavic Air, even though the Mavic Air performs really well, it doesn't handle wind as well as the Mavic 2 Pro. So this is a good balance of portability and weight and size so that it can better handle the wind. This is a drone that if you're looking to capture very professional 4K video, having that extra size, having that extra weight really helps to enhance the quality of the 4K video that the Mavic 2 Pro captures. So for that reason, I feel this is the perfect size. This does have, what I do like is that they've gone to USB-C. And by the way, I just leave my micro SD card inside of my Mavic 2 Pro. And I go to, I stick USB-C in there and then stick it into my MacBook Pro and launch Final Cut Pro 10. And I import it into Final Cut Pro 10 that way. I don't have to take my micro SD card out. So, yeah, that's nice that it's USB-C. USB-C is arguably the next USB. It's going to replace the old style USB-A that many of us are comfortable with. Curiously enough, though, the controller, and I've got the controller over there charging, the controller uses micro USB. It would have been a nice touch if they had made the controller USB-C also. Just one less type of cable to have to carry around. The camera on this thing is what makes everything great. And you can see there it says Hasselblad. Now, if you're not familiar with Hasselblad, Hasselblad is a super duper, and I'm not going to say snobby because that implies that they're, nose in the air arrogant. I'm not going to say that. But a super duper high-end camera. People that are involved with photography, they got a Hasselblad. They're kind of like the, let's just compare to cars. They're like the Bugatti, that super ultra, super duper expensive car. Hasselblad is that in the camera world. So this has a Hasselblad camera on it. Now a lot of people argue and they're like, man, that's not a Hasselblad. Hasselblad makes medium format cameras. That pales in comparison to the performance of a medium format camera. And that is a true statement. With that being said, I can understand how a company would would slap a prestigious name on an item, and and sell it at a lower price point because it's got that name brand on it. You look at automobiles, for example. You look at the big end automobile manufacturers, and a lot of those, some of them have smaller vehicles that are nice, but some of them have smaller vehicles that are just cheap, and they slap their brand on them to try to sell more. So it's not the true experience. You get BMW does a good job from their smaller vehicles all the way up to the big ones. I mean, they're solid all the way. Same with Audi. But there's some brands, and these are just my opinions, but there's some brands such as, let's just say Mercedes, for example. You get the entry-level Mercedes, they pale in comparison to the real Mercedes. I mean, it's not the same experience. So that's a brand where you can see entry-level vehicles that, it's like, oh, it's got the name. Yeah, it's got the name, but does it have the performance? In this situation, yes, it has a Hasselblad name. No, it is not a medium format camera. Those cameras are huge, physically large. But this camera has a 1-inch sensor, and if you're not super familiar with photography, videography, what the 1-inch sensor means is that if you've got a camera that's got a 1-inch sensor versus a drone camera without a 1-inch sensor, the 1-inch sensor does a better job of capturing low light. So check out the mini sunset videos that I filmed with the Mavic 2 Pro, and you'll see what I'm talking about. The performance in low light, you don't get all that grain, and to explain what grain is, if you look at my sunset videos, look at the black, look at the red, look at the orange, look at how solid and sharp those colors are. And then look at something that was filmed with, say, a camera phone or another drone. And you'll look at, you'll probably see grain. It looks like static through the camera's field of view. And that's what a 1-inch sensor brings to the table. It's a next level of performance. So, whether it has Hasselblad name on it or whatever doesn't matter to me. But I will say that this is a true Hasselblad. Well, not just because it has it on the camera itself, but DJI, and I don't think DJI owns Hasselblad, but to my knowledge, from what's been posted publicly, they seem to have a very large controlling interest in the company. So it only makes sense that they would put the Hasselblad camera technology on their future drones. And the Mavic 2 Pro being the first drone, to my knowledge, that uses a Hasselblad camera. So where you really notice it is a Hasselblad, and watch my videos and look at the comments that people have posted below my videos. People were talking about the color. They're like, hey man, did you do any color grading in post-production? Or hey man, those colors look good. Why does it look so good? That's what's so cool about the Hasselblad. The Hasselblad color science, right out of the camera, it's just a very good looking color. I don't have to grade it within post. My other cameras, even the Sony Alpha like I'm using right here, with a Zeiss lens on it. I mean, that's a solid camera. But even that, I have to do some color grading. With the Mavic 2 Pro's Hasselblad, I haven't had to do any color grading yet. Some videos I did some grading just for the heck of it. But I didn't have to, because it looks so good right out of the camera. So that's, if you're using a drone, and again, everybody's got their own use case for a drone. For me, it's capturing the best 4K video, stability, and image quality. And this drone will do both of those things. Haven't even gotten to the battery life yet. This thing has, and again, I think it advertises, expand this video's description, check the link there for the the real details, but I think it may be around 30 minutes, 31 minutes. And I can tell you from my experience, real world, I'm getting 25 to 30 minutes. And again, that depends upon, how fast am I flying? Am I primarily doing a slow hover? If I'm doing that with a moderate amount of wind, with next to no wind, it's probably going to get better battery life. But real world, for all my flights, I've gotten between 25 and 30 minutes. So that's, that's pretty impressive. Again, I didn't have any problems with the Mavic Air's battery life, but this is better. And getting 25 to 30 minutes, considering most of my YouTube videos are up to 5 minutes in duration, that's comfortably 5 YouTube videos from one battery. It's absolutely awesome. You know, one thing they could have done, and it's not a complaint, something I felt that Paradenofi did really well, is the ability to recharge the battery by way of USB-C. I would like to see that from a future Mavic Pro model. You know, that would be great to be able to charge, just stick a USB-C into the battery and charge the battery with a USB-C cable. That would be awesome. This thing has obstacle avoidance. Again, I don't trust obstacle avoidance. I don't acknowledge that it's there. But I do feel it's a good thing for the drone industry as a whole, because it makes the drone be perceived as a safer device. Obviously, this is not a toy. This is an aircraft. But having it on there, if it does happen to function properly, it may better prevent from colliding with a tree, colliding with a building, those sorts of things. Obviously, flying in safe and responsible locations, but you know, the fact that it's there is a positive. The landing gear, this thing does get pretty low to the ground, but there's still clearance, as you can see. I mean, it's got enough clearance. But if you're going to land in tall grass, you know, you're probably going to want to carry a little landing pad with you. Check the link within this video's description. You can find a landing pad like I use. Basically, it folds out, and I can put it on most any surface. And then I've got a really nice and clean and flat landing area for my Mavic 2 Pro. The propellers, and this has been something that has really made a lot of people happy. The propellers are some of the quietest propellers that I've used on any drone to date. I think that the Paradenofi may be a little bit quieter, but again, the Paradenofi is a much smaller drone, much less capable drone, and I feel that the Paradenofi's propeller construction is greatly inferior. This is good quality. This is really good quality, the way these propellers are constructed. And they're not too loud. And again, I never had noise problems with my Phantoms and my Mavic Air, but you know, for whatever reason, people prefer the quieter props. And it can be a positive. You know, if you're trying to film wildlife from a safe distance, you know, it may not alert the animals to run away, and you may be able to get good photos and videos of them. Also DJI released the Mavic 2 Zoom at the same time. Now, depending upon your use case, the zoom may be better. You know, if you're using Mavic 2 for, let's say, an application where you need to keep your distance and zoom in on something, well, the zoom could be better. You know, maybe you're photographing birds. You know, maybe you're looking at some sort of control tower that has a radio beacon on it that may create interference. You know, and you want to zoom in but not get too close to it. So there could be use cases where someone would want a zoom version of Mavic 2 instead of the Hasselblad. But for me, again, this Hasselblad camera with this 1-inch sensor it's an unstoppable. It is the best drone platform on the market today. Now, today being the first part of October 2018, and I've got to throw that in there because, like most any other technology continues to improve. So, although this is the best drone on the market today, that does not mean that it'll continue to be the best drone. You know, inevitably something better, something just, you know, an overall better experience is going to come out. That's the way it works. This has been super reliable. I haven't encountered any issues. The only mild or minor complaint that I've experienced with Mavic 2 Pro so far is the focus. Now, my first flight, check out my first Mavic 2 Pro field test video, and you'll see how terribly focused it was. You know, with that, I used autofocus, but for whatever reason, autofocus does not work. And some people say that it does. Autofocus does not work for me with the Mavic 2 Pro. It produces horribly focused and inconsistent results. So what I use manual focus, and you can check out my videos on my channel, how to focus the Mavic 2 Pro's camera. Using that technique has produced 100% rock solid, well-focused video for me. So it works great when I use that method. A mild gripe that I had was when DJI updated their DJI Go app, and I'm assuming this may have been an error that a programmer made, but in the past, I would click in the focus area when I went into manual focus, it was the infinity symbol. You know, it looks like an 8 that fell on its side drunk. That's what infinity looks like. So I would click that, and then I would have perfectly well-focused video. But after an app update, and it's still current, it's still current app behavior as of today, the time that I'm posting this video, that is now no longer pushing the infinity sign. It's tapping the flower icon instead. And it puts the little thick focus bar directly below the second small tick below infinity. So why that app behavior changed, I don't know. But by tapping the flower with today's current app version, it works perfectly. So I'm confidently able to go out into the field, capture rock solid 4K video that's not only perfectly focused, but looks better than anything from any other drone that I've used to date. You know, so for that reason, this Mavic 2 Pro grossly, again, two Big Macs in hand, grossly trumps any other drone on the market today. And that's a big statement to make, because previously Mavic Air was my favorite drone. But just to look at the Mavic Air, check out my hundreds of videos. I mean, I captured amazing 4K video quality from the Mavic Air. But even though it captured amazing 4K video, and the Mavic Air, I didn't have to deal with manual focus. The autofocus on Mavic Air worked exceptionally well. I did not have a 1-inch sensor on the Mavic Air. I did not have a Hasselblad camera on the Mavic Air. So for those reasons, the Mavic 2 Pro grossly trumps the performance of all other drones on the market today. So Mavic Air is no longer my favorite drone. You know, this Mavic 2 Pro is my favorite drone by a long shot. And I didn't even take the time to mention that, you know, this also has, I already mentioned the battery life, greatly superior battery life. But it also has a greatly superior communications technology. Uses OcuSync 2. If the pilot wasn't careful, this drone could greatly exceed visual line of sight. Not that I had any communications issues with Mavic Air, which used enhanced Wi-Fi, but it enhances my peace of mind knowing that Mavic 2 Pro has a greatly superior communication system. So for your FPV, your first-person view, and also your controls, that experience is powered by a greatly superior technology. It's not using enhanced Wi-Fi like Mavic Air. It's using OcuSync 2. So no matter how you shake a stick at it, shaking a stick of this drone, no matter how you shake a stick at it, Mavic 2 Pro is, in my opinion, again, it's my opinion, but it's an educated opinion based upon many hours of flight with the Mavic 2 Pro. So check out my tons of videos. See for yourself why I feel that Mavic 2 Pro is the best drone on the market today. Not just the best drone, but it grossly trumps, again, two Big Macs in hand. It grossly trumps the performance of any other drone on the market today, in my opinion. So expand this video's description. You can find the Mavic 2 Pro. I've also got the Mavic 2 Zoom there, and the older DJI drones, the Phantoms and the Mavic Air. And if you want something really big and really heavy, I've got the Inspires there. Got it all there, all the accessories. Irish Guys Adventure Channel merchandise, t-shirts. You can also find where to support my channel on Patreon. I am an independent channel, so this and all my videos that you see, it's the product of my own effort. So anything that you may choose to do to support my channel is not required, but it's greatly appreciated. So with that being said, be sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, and then click that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, iRick Guy here. Thanks again for your viewership. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. If you're looking for Irish Guys Adventure Channel merch, like this t-shirt and a lot of other cool stuff, expand this video's description. You can find it all there. Y'all have a good day.